So I wanted to go ahead and do this update video because it's been brought to my attention that the very last video that I did discussing Yoimiya and her elemental burst and how she got a buff was not necessarily a buff per se. And I wanted to go ahead and discuss this with you guys and get your guys' opinion on the subject and on the matter as well. So I went ahead and uploaded that video, my most recent video, stating that Yoimiya got a buff in reference to her elemental burst because the cooldown was reduced and the energy cost was reduced. And then massive shout out to Final from Final Flame. I'll leave a link to his channel down in the description below, as well as some others in the comment section. Went ahead and informed me that her multipliers got reduced as well, which I was not aware of when I went ahead and made and uploaded that video, which I do apologize. That was my mistake. I should have done a little more thorough research because it is in my Discord. A link to my Discord will be in the description down below. It was actually uploaded onto my Discord at about 6:50 in the morning, so I completely missed that. I only saw the cooldown was reduced and the energy cost was reduced. I did not see that the multiplier was reduced as well, and I'll go ahead and have a picture of the old and the new elemental burst and the differences within the damages and the multipliers and the cooldown. So as you can see, from the old, at level 8, the multipliers for the skill damage was 287 and 207 for the Aurora's Blaze, and then the cooldown was 20 seconds and 80 energy costs. And then the new, you can see that the skill damage was reduced to 204, and then the Aurora's Blaze explosion damage was reduced to 195, but the cooldown down to 15 and the energy cost down to 60. So a lot of people, which I definitely understand, can see this more as a balance towards the elemental burst and not necessarily a buff. And I can definitely see where you're coming from in regards to that, 100%. Now, if you're asking me my opinion, I still think that overall this is still a slight buff to Yoimiya's elemental burst. And the reason why I state that is, yes, the multipliers were reduced, but because the cooldown and the energy cost was reduced, I think that's going to net more damage overall in the long run because you're able to pop the elemental burst more often, which is going to naturally lead to more damage in my opinion. Once again, I could be wrong about this. That's why I wanted to get your takes down in the comments below and get your guys' opinion if you still think this is more of just a balance change, or if you don't think it's a buff at all, or if you're like me and think it's still slight overall buff just in general. Because like I mentioned, yes, the multipliers were reduced, that is true, but the cooldown was reduced and the energy cost was reduced, so you're going to be able to do the elemental burst more often, which in my opinion, that just naturally leads to more damage overall in the long run. But I had to make this update video because I did not include that the multipliers were reduced in the last video, and that was my mistake. I do truly apologize. Usually I'm pretty good when talking about buffs and nerfs, but for this one it just completely slipped as I didn't see it and I was not aware. I just saw the cooldown and the energy cost was reduced, so I saw that as just a net overall buff. But I didn't know the multipliers were reduced as well. So my apologies, that was my mistake. Definitely own up to it, and I want to discuss this with you guys in the comment section down below, what you guys think on this. Once again, I still see it as a net overall buff, slight one, not as significant as I thought it was initially, of course, with the multipliers being reduced, but nonetheless I still see it as a slight buff overall. But I want to get your guys' take as well. And also, if you want to discuss this further, link to the Discord in the description down below. Not to mention, you could discuss this with like-minded people, and we could, discuss this further. You could join contests and giveaways, all that good stuff. I mentioned that in the last video. Anyways, quick video, guys. Just an update, as I did not provide all the information. I don't think I was necessarily still incorrect, but I didn't have all the information, so I needed to do this update video to make sure that you guys were aware and understood that the multipliers were reduced as well. Once again, this is from a fan-made website, so take everything with a grain of salt. This can all be updated or changed upon Yoimiya's final release when she's in the game. But as of right now, based off of the fan-made website that we're seeing, this is the numbers that we have. So anyways, guys, once again, do apologize. My mistake. Definitely own up to it. And feel free to always make sure to correct me. I have no problems admitting that I'm wrong, and I'm wrong a lot of times. I try not to be, but there are, you know, occasions where I am wrong, and I'll admit it. I have no problems doing that, and I'll definitely own up to it, and I will correct it if need be. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.